Hello everyone, welcome to Kat's English class. Today we will focus on one important topic, how to learn English effectively. Many people around the world are trying to improve their English, but they often feel lost. Some people spend many years studying, yet they still cannot speak fluently or understand clearly. Why does this happen? The main reason is not a lack of intelligence, but a lack of correct methods and consistent practice. So in the next 30 minutes, I will share with you a complete guide. We will discuss listening, speaking, reading, writing, vocabulary, grammar, and motivation. I want you to relax, listen carefully, and imagine that I am sitting right in front of you, guiding you step by step. Part 1. Listening Skills. Let's begin with listening, because listening is the foundation of all communication. When you were a child, before you could speak your native language, you listened for many months, even years. This shows us that listening comes before speaking. So, how can we improve our English listening skills? First, choose materials at the right level. If you listen to something far too difficult, you will only feel frustrated. For beginners, simple podcasts, slow English news, or children's stories are perfect. For intermediate learners, you can move on to normal conversations, short videos, or daily vlogs. For advanced learners, movies, TED Talks, and real conversations are useful. Second, practice active listening instead of passive listening. Passive listening means that you play something in the background, but your mind is elsewhere. Active listening means that you focus completely on the sound. You try to catch every word, repeat sentences, and even write them down. For example, take one short paragraph of audio, listen carefully 3 times, and repeat what you hear. Third, don't worry if you cannot understand everything. Instead, train yourself to catch the main idea. In real life, even native speakers miss some words. The brain is very good at filling in the gaps. So, relax and let your brain do the work. Part 2. Speaking Skills. Now let's talk about speaking. Many learners are afraid to speak because they think their grammar is not perfect or their accent is not native. But remember this, communication is more important than perfection. If people understand you, then your English is working. One powerful method is called shadowing. Listen to a native speaker and immediately repeat what they say, almost like an echo. This improves your pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency. You can shadow short dialogues, podcasts, or even movie scenes. Another technique is self-talk. Describe what you are doing in English. For example, say to yourself, I am cooking dinner. I am washing the vegetables. I am cutting the onions. This may feel strange at first, but it trains your brain to think in English. You can also record your voice and listen back. When you hear yourself, you notice mistakes that you don't usually realize while speaking. Over time, you will become more confident and fluent. Part 3. Vocabulary Building. Next, let's discuss vocabulary. Without enough words, you cannot express yourself. But how should you learn vocabulary effectively? The first rule is, don't memorize isolated words. Instead, learn words in context. For example, instead of just learning the word environment, learn phrases like protect the environment, a clean environment, or environmental problems. This way, you know how the word is really used. The second rule is, review often. The human brain forgets quickly. If you learn a new word today and never review it, you will forget it within days. So, use a notebook, flashcards, or an app like Anki to review words regularly. The third rule is, use new words immediately. If you just learn them passively, they will disappear. But if you make a sentence using the new word, or say it in conversation, it becomes part of your active vocabulary. Part 4. Reading Skills. Reading is another essential part of learning English. Through reading, you see correct grammar, natural expressions, and a wide range of vocabulary. So, how can we read effectively? Start with materials you enjoy. If you like sports, read sports articles. If you like technology, read tech blogs. Enjoyment makes reading easier and more natural. Second, don't stop at every unknown word. If you stop too often, you will lose the flow and become frustrated. Instead, guess the meaning from context. Later, you can look up important words in a dictionary. Third, read both extensively and intensively. Extensive reading means reading a lot quickly for pleasure. Intensive reading means reading slowly, carefully, to analyze structure and vocabulary. Both are important for balance. Part 5. Writing Skills. Now let's talk about writing. Writing is often ignored by learners, but it is a powerful tool. When you write, you have time to think, to check grammar, and to express your thoughts clearly. Start with simple daily journaling. Every evening, write 3 to 5 sentences about your day. For example, today I went to school. I met my friend. We had lunch together. It was fun. Over time, increase the length and complexity. Another method is to write short summaries of things you read or watch. If you read an article, write down the main points in your own words. This helps you practice both comprehension and expression. Finally, don't be afraid of mistakes in writing. Mistakes are a sign that you are learning. You can use tools like Grammarly to check or ask a teacher for feedback. Part 6. Grammar and Accuracy. Many learners ask, should I study grammar? The answer is yes, but don't let grammar stop you from speaking. Grammar is like a map. It helps you know where to go, but if you wait until you know the whole map perfectly, you will never travel. So, learn grammar step by step and use it in practice. Focus first on the most common structures, such as present tense, past tense, future tense, and conditional sentences. You don't need to master everything at once. Part 7. Motivation and Habits. Finally, let's discuss motivation. Learning English is not a short race, it is a marathon. Many people start with great energy, but after a few weeks, they stop. Why? Because they don't build a habit. The secret is to study a little every day. 10 minutes is better than nothing. 5 minutes of listening in the morning or 3 sentences of writing at night are enough to keep the habit alive. Also, find ways to enjoy English. Watch movies, listen to songs, follow YouTubers you like, or play games in English. If you connect English with fun, you will continue for a long time. So, today we have covered a lot. We talked about listening, speaking, vocabulary, reading, writing, grammar, and motivation. Each of these skills is important, and together they create the complete picture of English learning. Remember this: progress may be slow at first, but every step counts. Don't compare yourself with others. Compare yourself today with yourself from yesterday. If you keep moving forward, even little by little, one day you will look back and realize how far you have come. Thank you very much for joining me in this long session. I hope you continue practicing, and I believe you will succeed in your English learning journey.